Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you jumping on. Today, we're going to hear from Peter Schiff. He is anti-Bitcoin and definitely pro-gold. He's going to give us his thoughts on digital gold. We're going to hear from Mr. Mann, and we are also going to look at some XRP price predictions. So do me a favor, in the comments, drop what you think the XRP price will be by the end of 2024. Let me know what you think. And also hit that like and subscribe button. Certainly appreciate the support of the channel. Let's jump into prices. Looking at Bitcoin, we're at 55,391. Ethereum sits at 2,311. Solana at 128, almost 129, and XRP sits at 53 cents. So up slightly from where it was, but we've got to go up. And hopefully we're going to see that happen here in the next couple months. Let's jump into our first piece of news, and that is from Mickle Markets. He says, Ripple has been in a six-year-long war with the SEC. The outcome, XRP is still a top 10 coin. XRPL has more developers than ever. Ripple's business is expanding. XRP has legal clarity that can be used by the rest of the industry. And then he says, maybe cut Ripple some slack. Listen, whether you're a Ripple XRP proponent or not, I mean, the facts are here clear, as he lists 1 through 4, that the coin has been through a lot, and it's still hanging on and still part of the top 10 cryptocurrencies. And Ripple's soon about to release their stablecoin, the RLUSD. And they're also may get even more clarity on their lawsuit with the SEC. In addition, as I've shared on this channel, there's a ton of partnerships that Ripple has with other banks and other companies throughout the world. So good post there from Mickle. Appreciate that. Let's jump into subjective views. He shares an interview here with Jack Mahler and Peter Schiff. And Peter Schiff's talking about digital gold. Take a listen.
Now, getting back to your idea that Bitcoin is the greatest money that's ever been invented, I don't think it qualifies as money at all, because money has to be the most marketable commodity, and the commodity has to have value unto itself, and Bitcoin has none. Bitcoin is used to exchange, and you could speculate on it, you could buy it, and maybe somebody else will pay a higher price, but apart from that, it's not used for anything the way money is supposed to be, like gold is. But, you know, I'm surprised that you don't recognize this, Jack, but with the internet and with blockchain or without blockchain, gold can actually function as much better money than it ever has in the past. And it did a pretty good job for hundreds or thousands of years, because you could take gold, you could tokenize it, and now I could divide it infinitely into tiny little specks. I can send it across the world as quickly. In fact, I can send it faster than I can send Bitcoin. I can send it for less money than I can send Bitcoin. So we could use gold as the basis of a digital monetary system that is much better than when gold was the basis of a paper monetary system. And remember, before governments issued paper currency, private companies issued their own note currency backed by gold. In fact, going back to the old blacksmith and a warehouse receipt, people found that it was easier to negotiate a receipt for gold than go to the blacksmith and actually get their gold. And so you could do the same thing, especially with your company. You can make it very easy for people to transfer ownership of gold. The gold itself doesn't have to go anywhere. All that has to go is the ownership. And so if ownership can be transferred, to buy something as small as a pack of chewing gum or a football franchise, you can do that with gold. So, but gold is much more stable than Bitcoin, and it's actually a store of value, because gold actually has value to store. Bitcoin has no value, it only has a price. And price is very volatile, and price can collapse. And so everything you like about Bitcoin, you could replicate with gold and actually have a real solution to the problem that you're hoping to solve. Now,
So I think Peter Schiff makes some great points there. I don't see any reason why gold can't be used digitally as well. So what's that mean for Bitcoin? I don't know. Can the two live side by side? My assumption is yes, but only time will tell. So moving on to Crypto Erie here. She posts that on the 6th, at John Deaton had an interview with a host who thought she was throwing tough questions, smiley face or laughing face, of the great responses. This one is a mic drop from John Deaton. And in case you didn't know, John Deaton, he's a Rhode Island attorney. He played a key role in representing XRP holders in a lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC. After the SEC accused Ripple of selling unregistered securities, he filed a class action lawsuit to protect XRP holders who were not involved with Ripple but were affected by the SEC's action. This lawsuit gained a lot of momentum with Deaton representing over 70,000 XRP holders worldwide. He argued that SEC's enforcement actions harmed individual investors by driving down the price of XRP and causing exchanges to delist the token. He filed allowing him to provide insights into how XRP holders were affected, countering the SEC's claim that XRP was a security when these investors purchased it. So that's a little bit about John Deaton. He is now running for Senate in Massachusetts, going up against Elizabeth Warren, the reigning senator there, and she also has strong ties to the banking system and has been anti-crypto. So take a listen to this interview.
What I'm all about is not about the regulation overall of crypto. It's about the money laundering aspect. It's the law enforcement part of this. Crypto billionaires evidently don't want that, so they went out and recruited a candidate to run against me because they bought the Republican nomination for him by putting millions of dollars in so he could run these ads. And now they think they're going to buy the seat for him.
Respond. First of all, the only time I've ever been recruited in Massachusetts by the United States Marine Corps to serve my country, Senator Warren. Number one. Number two, I got in this race, okay? The Republicans didn't want me to run in this race. I wasn't the first choice. You talked about politics in Massachusetts. Previous Massachusetts GOP chairmen are out there saying, don't vote for Deaton.
You're talking about like Jim Lyons?
Second of all, I have actually upset the billionaire class in crypto. I have hedge fund crypto billionaires who have blocked me on social media because I've exposed the conflicts of interest and the regulatory capture that went on at the SEC and other agencies.
But you do have a super PAC backing you with $2 million plus of crypto money.
Listen, I have nothing to do with super PAC, but I would tell you this: when Senator Warren, she's earned that. She's focused on crypto. Let me ask the viewers, the listeners out there, why did the senior senator from Massachusetts, when she announced her reelection, focus on crypto and say she was building an anti-crypto army? Here's something else that your producer can fact check. Less than 1% of Bitcoin and crypto is used for illicit purposes. You want to know the number one illicit enterprise? The banks.
So she puts a mic drop there. John Deaton has challenged her to, I think, 5 debates. She has yet to respond to him. And I think John Deaton has a great chance of winning that seat. So we shall see. Moving on to Cyprus Demonicor here, he shares, we have been trying to tell people anyone with a mobile phone and internet connection can participate in this new financial system like never before. Hashtag DeFi and fractional ownership of previously illiquid assets is changing the game. And then he posts XDC here. So he posts 2 different screenshots here. The frac-powered Diamond Labs platform revolutionizing gemstone and gold investment. So this is specifically about being able to own gold via your phone and mobile app. and even being able to own, small units, fractionalized units of it. He highlights here global reach. The platform allows investors from all over the world to participate in the gemstone and gold markets. There are no geographical boundaries, and the decentralized nature of the platform means that anyone with internet access can invest in these assets. Internet access can invest in these assets. So, good stuff there. It's coming. It's coming. But more people are going to have the ability to invest in different things, unlike ever before. Mr. Mann posts here a video, and he says Russian tokenized ruble is 100% inscribed in current legislation. So the ruble in Russia is going tokenized. I won't share that video with you. It's this gentleman simply talking about that, but nonetheless, again, moving forward. Here, Cointelegraph shares Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse predicts rising demand for yen stablecoins in Japan. He says, quote, people will want to hold yen stablecoins, and I think that is only a matter of time, Garlinghouse said in an interview with Bloomberg, the China show on September 7th. So let's take a listen to this interview with Brad Garlinghouse.
As compared to the United States, which has really been behind, certainly Japan and the UK and behind Switzerland. So a lot of countries are leading, and Japan has been in many ways one. That's not to say they haven't been conservative about the regulation, but I think that can be really healthy. As long as there's clear rules of the road, entrepreneurs will work within them.
So if you're imagining a stable coin in Japan, what's the time frame?
Well, I think right now Ripple in particular is focused on let's get live with the US dollar stablecoin. But I think there will be, people will want to hold yen stablecoins, and I think that's only a matter of time. And I think the regulators here in Japan, again, about a year ago, passed some legislation around that, and there's some companies going through the licensing process right now to get live.
A lot of the companies that are involved in this space in Japan are larger corporations. Is that sort of a concern, not having the smaller, innovative guys take the lead?
Well, I think what you're seeing is some of the bigger guys partnering with the smaller innovative companies. Ripple, way back in 2016, partnered with SBI, one of the largest and most successful banking conglomerates here, and really across a lot of financial services here in Japan. And that's been a really successful partnership for us and for them. So we feel like it makes sense to when you enter some of these markets to partner with some of the bigger guys. And that's true in Korea, that's true in Japan. Depending on what market you go into, we try to figure out what's the best way to enter.
Especially here in Japan, we've talked about regulation being a bit more clear, but also the government has been very active in setting those regulations. At the same time, we're headed towards a presidential election for the ruling Liberal Democratic Party. Do you have any views on the potential that this market could change?
Well, actually, while I've been here in Japan, I've met with regulators, I've met with the FSA, I've met with elected representatives, and what I've heard consistently is a desire to lean into these technologies. I think the environment here from a macro point of view has been very pro-innovation, and this helps create job growth. It helps, even getting the economy kind of jump-started. And what has been a little bit deflationary, I think some of these assets can actually be used to address that and provide some balance and how pricing across different jurisdictions occurs.
You're even encouraged as an outsider because some of these markets in Asia can tend to be very insular.
Yeah, I think historically that's been my impression. I will tell you, I have felt incredibly warm welcomes across the board, with the FSA, with elected representatives. They want to see technologies like this embraced and adopted, whether it's crypto and blockchain or AI. That's a consistent message I heard in all of my meetings over the last day or two.
Does that really contrast to what you're feeling in the U.S.?
As compared
circuit all the time. It seems like he's constantly traveling all over, other connections, doing interviews. It just seems to me that it would be hard pressed not to believe that Ripple is going to be a successful company. Whether that translates to XRP or not is to be determined, but I believe it will translate. So we shall see. Time will tell. Again, let me know in the comments what you think the price of XRP will be by the end of 2024. I'd love to hear your comments on that. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. Appreciate you guys.